Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Namaste to all. Ram Ram Ram. Welcome to very first class of Sankshepa Ramayana. We have just hit a glitch on Zoom because of the plan that we have. We have we can admit only 100 participants through the Zoom link for YouTube Live. You should be able to phone any comments or questions that get posted. Look for that in the YouTube channel. I'll have to figure this out to see how we can admit more participants here, or it will have to be first come, first serve basis. We'll see what happens. Okay. So with Guru Kripa, we completed Bhagavad Gita, the journey that we started about 3 years ago. And this month, February 11th, we had the Bhagyam to do the Sampurna Parayanam in the presence of the Guru who made a difference to my life. Very grateful to all the participants who were regular to our classes, who took effort to learn the pronunciation, understand the meaning, internalize and see how much of it we can put to use in our daily life and make us a better person. So while we were close to completing Bhagavad Gita, the next question was obviously, what is it that we are going to learn next? And the answer again came from my Guru just the day before Prana Pratishtha of Ram Mandir, where he had shared some link about Sundarakandam. So I felt maybe he's just telling us, okay, go ahead and learn the Sundarakandam shlokas and understand the meaning, and you as a satsang, you will be able to do Parayana of Sundarakandam. So while I was looking through Sundarakandam, it made sense that before we go into Sundarakandam, we do learn Sankshepa Ramayana. And that is why we all are here today. Like I had mentioned in my post, the classes will be on Fridays, 4:30. We'll start at 4:30. I would like to end it by 6:50, maximum 6:30. As always, we will be learning to chant. The script will be shared on screen, both in 3 languages, in Sanskritam, Tamil, and English. Once the chanting part is over, we will also go through the meaning of each of the verse, Pratipadarth. For the will definitely do verse by Shepa Ramayanam and chanting of 100 shlokas is said to give us the same phala as chanting the Sampurna Ramayana, Sri Rama Rama Rameti. So those who are not able to they can just chant Rama Rama Rasks. Similar, the set of 100 shlokas, which is the first saga of Ramayana. Narrated by, and it is a conversation between Narada Maharishi and Valmiki Muni. So we'll go a little bit into basic scriptures of Sanatana Dharma. But before we your eyes for, say, 30 seconds to a minute, today we have many who have joined. We have about 100 people here, and we have about 60 people, 60 plus who are there, who have joined through YouTube. Now, The simple ask to Ishvara, Guru, the universe, is for us to say, take a sankalpa that the universe, the situation, what we are in, permits us to attend classes regularly, be attentive, be present in the class while we are there in the class, try to understand what is being taught, pay at ability to pay attention to the pronunciation of the shloka, and whenever the meaning is discussed, trying to internalize the meaning and trying to visualize what Ramayana is all about. So, sincere prayers to our Guru, sincere prayers to Ishvara, utmost devotion to our Kuladevata, humble request to our Ishtadeva, our prayers to Rama, and to Krishna, who showed us the way to Ramayana post Bhagavad Gita, and for Hanuman, to give us every quality that he possesses for us to complete this journey in a very fulfilling and satisfying way. So let us all just close our eyes for about 30 seconds. Take a sankalpa that come what may, we will attend the class. I will try to be as regular as possible, provided the house situation does not change. I also would like to have some revision classes, maybe ad hoc, depending on my availability. But the sankalpa we need to take is attend live classes. If we are not able to attend live classes, before we come to the next live class, listen to this class, practice the shloka, understand the meaning, and then attend the next live class. So from what I have seen in my experience with the learners of Bhagavad Gita, those who took this as the sankalpa, they were able to complete the study well with complete sincerity and Guru's anugraha. So let us pray to Guru, Ishtadevata, Kuladevata, Krishna, and Rama for us to take up this journey beautifully, enjoy the learning, and complete it in a manner that is satisfying for all of us. A 30-second silence. Ram, Ram, Ram. Okay, so before we go into the actual text of Sankshepa Ramayana, let us look at some basic scriptures of Sanatana Dharma. So we all know the Sanatana Dharma falls into two categories. The scriptures fall into two categories, what we call the Shruti and what we call the Smriti. Shruti is something that you hear and it is later on passed by mere hearing, while Smriti is something that is composed. In Shruti, we have the Vedas, the four Vedas, and then we have Upanishads, which are the later part of Vedas, also called as Vedanta, the 18 Upanishads. And then we have the Smriti. Of course, the texts are extensive. I have just given the basic structure of the scriptures that we typically know or follow. So in Smriti, we have the Puranas given by given by the rishis, and we have itihasas. So 18 Puranas and the 2 itihasas. So how does itihasa differ? The beauty of itihasa is that the composer or the writer of the itihasa lives during the period when the itihasa actually happens. So we know that there are 2 itihasas, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Ramayana, which was composed by Valmiki Maharishi, and Valmiki Maharishi lived during the time of Rama. Similarly, Vedavyasa, who composed Mahabharata, he also lived during the time of Mahabharata. So that is how Itihasa differs from the other scriptures that we have in Sanatana Dharma. So Itihasa, that is the derivation of the term Itihasa, means that indeed it has happened. Indeed, it has occurred. So one thing we should consciously practice is to not call Ramayana and Mahabharata and other Puranic stories as mythology or myth, and rather use the terms itihasa and use the terms Puranic stories whenever we refer to something from the Puranas. Okay, is my voice okay? Okay. Okay. I'll just monitor the chat and pause if there is a break. So Ramayana composed by Valmiki Maharishi, and we all know Ramasya Ayanam, where the journey of Rama, life history of Rama, who is nothing but the avatara of Mahavishnu, who came to the earth to establish Dharma, born in the Kshatriya Kula, and the one showed us how Dharma should be practiced. Being an ordinary human being, one can practice Dharma, one can establish Dharma, and show the path of Dharma to one and all associated with him. And Valmiki Maharishi, we should all be indebted to him that those who were associated with Rama could look at Rama, learn from Rama, and understand Dharma. Hold on, let me see if I switch my internet. Hold on. Let's see if I can switch here. Okay. Is this better? I apologize for the glitch there. Is this better? Okay. Let's try. Okay. Okay. Let me share the screen again. Can somebody check YouTube and tell me if my voice is okay now? Okay, bear with me today. We are off for a rough start. Okay, so Ramasya Ayanam. The journey of Lord Rama, who came as the avatara of Mahavishnu. Now, when we think about Ramayana, we know some of the facts that are associated with Ramayana. So we know it's about Rama's journey. It was composed by sage Valmiki. It has 7 cantos, starting with Balakanta. Cantos are kantas: Balakanta, Ayodhya Kanta, Aranya Kantam, Kishkinda Kandam, Sundara Kandam, Yuddha Kandam, and Uttara Kandam. So there are a total of 24,000 shlokas, and it is said that when you take the first akshara of the every 1,000th shloka, the Gayatri mantra is formed. That is the power of Ramayana. And these 24,000 shlokas are divided into 500 chapters or 500 sargas, which was kind of like segregated much later. Now, what is Sankshepa Ramayana? Sankshepa means the shortened or the concise version of Ramayana. So the way the stage is set, the very first sarga of Ramayanam in Balakanda, when it starts, there is a conversation that happens between sage Narada and Valmiki Maharishi, where Valmiki Maharishi asks Narada certain questions, and in response, sage Narada gives the concise version of Ramayana within like 100 shlokas. So hence the term Sankshepa Ramayana. Since there are 100 shlokas, it is also called Shata Shloki Ramayana. Shatam means 100, Shlokam, where there are 100 shlokas, Ramayanam that has 100 shlokas, or Ramayanam, the concise Ramayanam that consists of 100 shlokas. There is also another version or name by which this is addressed, which is called Moola Ramayana. So because the conversation happened between sage Narada and Valmiki developed Ramayana based on this crux, this concise version that he heard from sage Narada. So it is called Moola. Moola means root or the cause, right, for the entire Ramayana. So it is also called as Moola Ramayana. So keeping this in mind, we will go into the Dhyana Shloka. Dhyana Shloka consists of our offering to Ganesha, offering to Lord Rama, Hanuman, and Valmiki Maharishi. Can I have a volunteer who can repeat? Dhanalakshmi Bhagini, are you in a position to repeat? Somebody has raised. Okay. Are you able to unmute, Bhagini?
Yes, Bhagini. Ram Ram.
So regarding Namaskar. So regarding the text that was shared, we have what we have done, and I want to thank Kumari Jyotsna for her help, where she has taken the Ramayana text, the Sankshepa Ramayanam, and every pada she has split so that wherever we stop, the Sandhi is given in the notation. So if there are any typing errors, Tankana doshaha, please correct them in your text. So while we are chanting, if you notice something, you can message me or you can message in chat and I will fix it. I mean, I think going through 100 at the same time would have been very overwhelming. So I have done only for the first 10 shlokas that we will be doing today. Okay. The tone or the tune is very, very simple, in a way that everybody can chant without too much of voice strain, or when you chant, you will be able to enjoy whatever is being said. Dhanalakshmi Bhagini, I'll start. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shukla Varadharam Vishnum
शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं
Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam
शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं
Prasannavadanam Dhyayet
प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत्
Sarva Vighnopashantaye
सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये
Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam
शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं
Chaturbhujam
चतुर्भुजम्
Uttama Prasannavadanam Dhyayet
प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत्
Sarva Vighnopashantaye.
सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये.
Okay, shloka we all know. Ramaya Ramabhadraya
रामाय रामभद्राय
Ramachandraya Vedhase
रामचन्द्राय वेधसे
Raghunathaya Nathaya
रघुनाथाय नाथाय
Sitaya Pataye Namaha.
सीतायाः पतये नमः.
Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase
रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे
Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha.
रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः.
Uttama. So in this Bhadraya, the Bha is Mahapranaha, where you have to stress. Again, Vedhase, that is also Mahapranaha. Raghu, Mahapranaha. Nathaya, Mahapranaha. Nathaya, again. And then the Visarga pronunciation, Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Buddhirbalam Yashodhairyam
बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं
Nirbhayatvamarogata
निर्भयत्वम् अरोगता
Ajadyam Vakpatutvam Cha
अजाट्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च
Hanumat Smaranat Bhavet.
हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्.
Buddhirbalam Yashodhairyam Nirbhayatvamarogata
बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वम् अरोगता.
Very good. Ajadyam Vakpatutvam Cha Hanumat Smaranat Bhavet.
अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्.
In this, buddhir, the second dha is mahapranah, dhairyam, dha is mahapranah, hayatvam, the bha is mahapranah, and then you have bhavet, the last word, which is mahapranah. There is another version where ajadyam is also popular, but the script that I have, the book by Vyoma, which I had recommended in all our groups, where the text is given in Sanskritam, the pratipadartha, word by word meaning is given in English, and the complete bhavartha, which is the crux of the verse, which is also given in English. There they have ajadyam, so I'm just going with that. And I think I had checked the Sanskritam dictionary also, I think, and it had ajadyam vakpatutvam cha hanumat smarana bhavet. And then the last one, which might be a new shloka for many of us, which is on Valmiki Maharshi. Kujantam Rama Rameti
कूजन्तं राम रामेति
Madhuram Madhuraksharam
मधुरं मधुराक्षरम्
Aruhya Kavita Shakham
आरुह्य कविताशाखाम्
Bande Valmiki Kokilam.
वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्.
Very good. Kujantam Rama Rameti. Make sure that the T is hrasvaha, which is the short vowel. Instead of saying Kujantam Rama Rameti without extending. Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam.
कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम्
Aruhya Kavita Shakham Bande Valmiki Kokilam.
आरुह्य कविताशाखाम् वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्.
Very good. In this Madhuram, Madhu Raksharam, Madhura Aksharam. So these two are Mahapranaha, where you have to stress the dha. And then Shakham, the branch. Ha, that is Mahapranaha. And then Valmiki Kokilam. Instead of Valmiki Kokilam, Valmiki Kokilam. Things to watch out for. Uttama. Dhanyavadaha Bhagini.
धन्यवादः भगिनी. राम राम पेरिवा शरणं.
Perivash. Uma Bhagini.
Namaste Bhagini.
Namaskara. We start with the Sankshepa Ramayana part. Atha Sankshepa Ramayanam
अथ संक्षेपरामायणम्
Tapaswadhyaya Niratam
तपस्वाध्यायनिरतम्
Tapasvi Vagvidamvaram
तपस्वी वाग्विदाम्बरम्
Naradam Paripapracha
नारदम् परिपप्रच्छ
Pracha Mahaprana
नारदम् परिपप्रच्छ
Valmikir Munipungavam
वाल्मीकिर्मुनिपुङ्गवम्
Uttamam. Tapaswadhyaya Niratam Tapasvi Vagvidamvaram
तपस्वाध्यायनिरतम् तपस्वी वाग्विदाम्बरम्
Naradam Paripapracha Valmikir Munipungavam.
नारदं परिपप्रच्छ वाल्मीकिमुनिपुङ्गवम्.
Second line one more time. Little slower, Bhagini.
नारदं परिपप्रच्छ वाल्मीकिर्मुनिपुङ्गवम्.
Munipungavam.
मुनिपुङ्गवम्.
Correct. So in this Swadhya, the dha is Mahapranaha. And then paripapracha. There is a dvitva there. Dvitva is where you have a sanyukta aksharam, which is two vyanjana aksharani which are joined together, two meyelithus that are joined together. So when it is there, you pronounce it twice. So paripapracha. Again, that cha is mahapranaha. Valmikir Muni Pungavam. There is no Valmikir Muni Pungavam. It is a hrasvahate. Valmikir Muni Pungavam. Repeat that, Bhagini.
Valmikir Muni Pungavam.
Uttama. Konvasmin sampratam loke.
Konvasmin sampratap. Sorry, Bhagini. Konvasmin sampratamam.
One second, let me repeat. Konvasmin sampratam loke.
Sampratam loke.
Very good. Konvasmin sampratam loke. Gunavan kascha viryavan. Konvasmin sampratam loke. Very good. Gunavan kascha viryavan. Dharmajñascha kritajñascha. Satyavakyo dridhavratah. Tamam. Konvasmin sampratam loke. Gunavan kascha viryavan. Dharmajñascha kritajñascha. Satyavakyo dridhavratah. Dridhavratah. The dha is mahapranaha. So in this, konvasmin sampratam loke gunavan kascha viryavan. First line, there is no mahapranaha. In the second line, dharmajñascha. The dha is mahapranaha. And then satyavakyo dridhavratah. Dha is mahapranaha. And then there is a dvitva there. So dridhavratah. There is a iv that we have to say implicitly. Dharmajñascha kritajñascha satyavakyo dridhavratah. Uttama Bhagini. Next one. Charitrena cha ko yuktah. Sarva bhuteshu kohitah. Vidwan kah samartascha. So you have to do the vidwan and kah together. Kas samartascha. So there is sandhi that happens. In the first one is a ich. In the second one, it is a is. Vidwan kah samartascha. So vidwan kah samartascha. Correct. Vidwan kah samartascha. One more time. Correct. Kaschaika priyadarshanah. Very good. Charitrena cha ko yuktah. Sarva bhuteshu kohitah.
सर्वभूतेषु कोहितः
विद्वान् कः समर्थश्च कश्चैकप्रियदर्शनः.
विद्वान् कः समर्थश्च कश्चैकप्रियदर्शनः.
Correct. So in this, in the first line, bhuteshu, bha is Mahapranah. And then the second, in the second line, the first visargaha, you pronounce as kah, kah, the first kaha. The second one, because the next pada starts with a sakaraha, you add a is. So kas samar tascha, the tha is Mahapranah. And then again there is a dvitva. Kaschaika Priyadarshanah. Ip Priyadarshanah. Uttamapati. Fourth one. Atmavan ko jita krodhaha.
आत्मवान् को जितक्रोधः
Dyutiman ko nasuyakaha.
द्युतिमान् को न सूयकः
Kasya bhibyati devascha.
कस्य भिद्यति देवाश्च.
So that stressing, you take it along with the yakara. Kasya bibhyati.
कस्य बिभ्यति देवाश्च.
No, instead of bibhyati, it is bibhyati.
कस्य बिभ्यति देवाश्च.
Uttamam. Jataroshasya sanyuge.
जातरोषस्य संयुगे.
Together. Jataroshasya sanyuge.
जातरोषस्य संयुगे.
Samyuge is also correct. You can pronounce it. Similarly, we are not chanting with Parasavarna. In general, if you are very used to Parasavarna, people chant it with Parasavarna, but we are not doing it. If there is a makaraha im, we pronounce it as im there. Atmavan ko jita krodhaha, dyutiman ko nasuyakaha.
आत्मवान् को जितक्रोधः द्युतिमान् को न सूयकः.
Kasya bibhyati devascha jataroshasya sanyuge.
कस्य बिभ्यति देवाश्च जातरोषस्य संयुगे.
Very good. So in this, jita krodhaha, there is a dvitva there. Ik krodhaha. So there is a dvitva there. Daha, that dha is Mahapranah. And then this bibhyati can be tricky. So we tend to say bibhyati. The first ba is not Mahapranah. So bibhyati, take the Mahaprana pronunciation with the yakaraha. And then sanyuge. Okay. I'll come back and ask if anybody needs any words to be repeated. We'll do the fifth one, Bhagini. Etadichhamyaham shrotum.
एतदिच्छाम्यहं श्रोतुम्
Param kautuhalam hi me.
परं कौतूहलं हि मे.
Maharshe tvam samarthosi.
महर्षे त्वं समर्थोऽसि.
Uttamam. One more time.
महर्षे त्वं समर्थोऽसि.
Jnatumevam vidham naram.
ज्ञातुमेवं विधं नरम्.
One more time.
ज्ञातुमेवं विधं नरम्.
Uttamam. Etadichhamyaham shrotum param kautuhalam hi me.
एतदिच्छाम्यहं श्रोतुम् परमं कौतूहलं हि मे.
No.
One more
One more time.
एतदिच्छाम्यहं श्रोतुम् परमं कौतूहलं हि मे.
It's not paramam there. What is there?
Param.
Ah.
I'm telling paramam, is it?
You said paramam. That's okay. We'll practice.
एतदिच्छाम्यहं श्रोतुम् परम कौतूहलं हि मे।
महर्षे त्वं समर्थोऽसि ज्ञातुमेवं विधं नरम्।
महर्षे त्वं समर्थोऽसि ज्ञातुमेवं विधं नरम्।
Correct. One more time. Second line. One more time.
महर्षे त्वं समर्थोऽसि ज्ञातुमेवं विधं नरम्।
Correct. Very good. धन्यवादः भगिनी.
धन्यवादः भगिनी।
Okay. Anybody else? Shubha Bhagini. Namaskar. Namaskar. श्रुत्वा चैतत्त्रिलोकज्ञः
श्रुत्वा चैतत्त्रिलोकज्ञः
वाल्मीकिर्नारदो वचः
वाल्मीकिर्नारदो वचः
श्रूयतामिति चामन्त्र्य
श्रूयतामिति चामन्त्र्य
प्रहृष्टो वाक्यमब्रवीत्।
प्रहृष्टो वाक्यमब्रवीत्।
उत्तमम्। श्रुत्वा चैतत्त्रिलोकज्ञः वाल्मीकिर्नारदो वचः
श्रुत्वा चैतत्त्रिलोकज्ञः वाल्मीकिर्नारदो वचः
श्रूयतामिति चामन्त्र्य प्रहृष्टो वाक्यमब्रवीत्।
श्रूयतामिति चामन्त्र्य प्रहृष्टो वाक्यमब्रवीत्।
नो महाप्राणः। प्रहृष्टो वाक्यमब्रवीत्।
प्रहृष्टो वाक्यमब्रवीत्।
उत्तमम्. So in the first line, there is no Mahapranah. Chaitat, there is a itta. Trilokagyaha is there. So there is a there is a Dvitva rule there where you have to say the it twice. And then Prahrishto Vakim Abravit. That's it. There is no Mahapranah in this one. Next one, seventh one. Bahavo durlabhaschaiva.
बहवो दुर्लभाश्चैव
ये त्वया कीर्तिता गुणाः
ये त्वया कीर्तिता गुणाः
मुने वक्ष्याम्यहं बुद्ध्वा
मुने वक्ष्याम्यहं बुद्ध्वा
तैर्युक्तः श्रूयतां नरः।
तैर्युक्तः श्रूयतां नरः।
उत्तमम्। बहवो दुर्लभाश्चैव ये त्वया कीर्तिता गुणाः।
बहवो दुर्लभाश्चैव ये त्वया कीर्तिता गुणाः
मुने वक्ष्याम्यहं बुद्ध्वा तैर्युक्तैः श्रूयतां नरः।
मुने वक्ष्याम्यहं बुद्ध्वा वक्ष्याम्यहं बुद्ध्वा मुने वक्ष्याम्यहं बुद्ध्वा तैर्युक्ता श्रूयतां नरः। तैर्युक्तः श्रूयताम्।
तैर्युक्त, not दीर्घ. तैर्युक्त one more time भगिनी, पुनः वदतु।
मुने वक्ष्याम्यहं बुद्ध्वा तैर्युक्तः श्रूयतां नरः।
उत्तमम्. So in the first one you have durlabha. The bha is mahapranah. And then there is a dvitva. Etvaya kirtita gunaha. Mune vakshyam. We tend to say the sh is full. It is just half. Iksha. Mune vakshyam yaham buddhva. The second dha is mahapranah. Again, there is a There is a dvitva there. Tair yukta shruyatam naraha. You can see that in the Sanskritam text. Yukta shruyatam naraha.
Vaniji,
But
Suttama, I don't know grammar of Sanskritam. You are telling something dvitva. What is
Dvitva means where you say it twice. So, for example, if the next letter is a Sanyukta Aksharam, where two Vyanjana Aksharam, when two Meyeluthu, two consonants are joined together to form an Akshara, there is a rule that says, so in Tamil, like for example, Tamil plus Thai, Tamil Thai, right? We add a it there. So similarly, when you pronounce it, you have to say it twice. So if it is ip plus ra, it starts, ip plus ra is pra. So because it starts with ip, you have to say the ip twice. So that is called dvitvar.
for here, which is dvitva? Tair
That is visargaha. Tair yukta shruyatam. So tair yuktaha shruyatam. So when the next akshara is sh, you add a ish there. So that is given in tair yukta shruyatam. On the other hand, in the first line, ye tvaya, it plus va becomes tva, right? So
okay.
it tvaya, ye tvaya. There is a implicit it that is added, which is called dvitvar. Eighth one. Ikshvaku vamsha there is a dvitva here. Vamsha prabhavaha. Because pra is ip plus ra. So when you say, you don't say Ikshvaku vamsha prabhavaha. You add an implicit ip there. Ikshvaku vamsha prabhavaha.
Ikshvaku vamsha prabhavah.
Ramo nama janaishrutah.
Ramo nama janaishrutah.
Janaishrutah, because it starts with ish, you add a ish there. Shru is nothing but ish plus ru. So janaishrutah. Niyatatma mahaviryah.
Niyatatma mahaviryah.
Dyutiman dhritiman vashi.
Dhyutiman dhritiman vashi.
The first the is not Mahaprana. Dyutiman dhritiman vashi.
Dhyutiman dhritiman vashi.
The first one is still id plus ya. Dyu. Ya plus. It is not dyu without the Mahaprana. Dyuti.
Dhyutiman dhritiman
Correct.
vashi.
Like we say vidya. When we say vidya, it is not vidya. It is vidya. So that idya. Dyutiman dhritiman vashi.
Dhyutiman dhritiman vashi.
Excellent. Ikshvaku vamsha prabhavah. Ramo nama janaishrutah.
Ikshvaku vamsha prabhavah. Ramo nama janaishrutah.
Niyatatma mahaviryah. Dyutiman dhritiman vashi.
Niyatatma mahaviryah. Dhyutiman dhritiman vashi.
Very good. Buddhiman nitiman vagmi.
Buddhiman nitiman vagmi.
Shriman Chatrunibarhanah.
Shriman Chatrunibarhanah.
So that is Shrimanj Chatru. There is a sandhi happening there. It's Shriman and Shatru. It becomes Shrimanj Chatru Nibarhanah. Did I say the Mahapranaha in the previous one? Sorry, Bhagni, just 1 second. Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha. So there is a dvitva there in Prabhavaha. Ip. And then Bha is Mahapranaha. And then Dhriti, that is Mahapranaha. Sorry, I missed it. Next one. In this, Buddhiman nitiman vagmi.
Buddhiman nitiman vagmi.
Shriman Chatrunibarhanaha.
Shriman Chhat Shriman Chatru Shriman Chatrunibardhanaha.
Uttamam. Vipulamso Mahabahuhu.
Vipulamso Mahabahuhu.
Kambugrivo Mahahanuhu.
Kambugrivo Mahahanuhu.
Buddhiman nitiman vagmi. Shriman Chatrunibarhanaha.
Buddhiman Nitiman Vagmi. Shriman. Did you say the next word also?
I did, Bhagini. Continue.
Shriman Jash. Shriman Jash.
Shriman
Chatru.
Chatruvi. Instead of Sh, you say Cha because of the Sandhi that happens there. Shriman Chatrunibarhanaha.
Shriman Chatruni. Adi Shatruva.
Chatru.
Chatru.
Mm.
Shatru.
Like Chatra, say a Cha there. It is actually Shatru, but there is a Sandhi. With the Sandhi, it becomes, even when shlokas, when we say, Iti Shri Chankara Bhagavataha Kritau, we say Chankara. That is because of the Sandhi that happens. Instead of Shankara, we say Chankara. So it's the same Sandhi here. Shriman Chatrunibarhanaha.
Shriman Chatrunibarhanaha.
Vipulamso Mahabahuhu. Kambugrivo Mahahanuhu.
Vipulamso Mahabahu. Kambugrivo Mahahanuhu.
Correct. So in this, Buddhi, the second Dha is Mahapranaha. And then again, Chatru, Shriman Chatrunibarhanaha. And then there is a Dvitva, Kambugrivo. Ig, Gri is Ig plus Ri. So there is a Kambugrivo Mahahanuhu, where you say the Akshara twice. The last one for the day. Mahorasko Maheshwasaha.
Mahorasko Maheshwasaha.
Gudhajatrurarindamaha.
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 Correct. It is Gudhajatruhu arindamaha. It becomes Gudhajatrurarindamaha.
Gudhajatrurarindamaha.
Dha is Mahapranaha. Gudhajatrurarindamaha.
Gudhajatrurarindamaha.
Very good. Ajanubahu sushiraha.
Ajanubahu sushiraha.
Sulalatassu vikramaha.
Sulalatassu vikramaha.
Correct. Mahorasko maheshwasaha. Gudhajatrurarindamaha.
Mahorasko maheshwasaha. Gudhajatrurarindamaha.
One more time.
Gudhajatrurarindamaha.
Very good. Ajanubahu sushiraha. Sulalatassu vikramaha.
Ajanubahu sushiraha. Sulalatassu suvikramaha.
Correct. So in this you have Gudha, which is Mahapranaha. Again, Ajanubahus Sushiraha. There is a Sakaraha that is added there. Is that is added there. Again, Sulalatas Suvikramaha. Vikramaha. Because it ik plus ra, kra. So there is a ik that needs to be added there in Dvitva. Sulalatas Suvikramaha. So you say the Vyanjana Aksharam or Meyeluthu or the consonant, either because of a Visarga Sandhi which is there or because of Dvitva. Usually these are the two like main ones. There could be other things too, but mainly because there is a Visarga Sandhi which is happening there or there is Dvitva. So Sulalataha Suvikramaha. It will become Sulalatas Suvikramaha. Vikramaha. You don't stop it there. You say it as Vikramaha. 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 One more time, Patni. Mahorasko Maheshwasaha Gudhajatrurarindamaha.
Mahorasko Maheshwasaha Gudhajatruravindamaha.
Ajanubahu Sushiraha Sulalatas Suvikramaha.
Ajanubahu Sushiraha Sulalatas Suvikramaha.
Very good. Very good. Well repeated, Bhagini. Well tried. Dhanyavadaha. I didn't say the Mahapranaha in Shloka 5. Let me say that. Etadicha. The cha is Mahapranaha. So if you have the text in hand, you can underline in a different color, maybe red pen or something when there is Mahapranaha. So when you read it, it will be easier. As the eyes get used to it, automatically the cha will come there. Maharshe, that is also Mahapranaha. Samartho tha is Mahapranaha. Jnatumeva vidham dha is Mahapranaha. Okay. Okay. I'll quickly take the ones that need repetition. Shloka 6, 7, 10, first line, last word. Okay. Shloka 6, first line, last word is Valmikir Narado Vachaha. Vakyam Abravit. You want the full shloka? Shrutva Chaitat Trilokagnaha Valmikir Narado Vachaha Shruyatamiti Chamantriya Prahrishto Vakyam Abravit. This is the sixth one. Seventh one, Bahavo Durlabhash Chaiva. Bha is Mahapranaha. Ye Tvaya Kirtita Gunaha. Mune Vakshyam Yaham Budhva. Bu id va. Budhva Tairyukta Shruyatam Naraha. This is the seventh one. 10th one, Mahorasko Maheshwasaha Gudha Jatrura Rindamaha. Gudha Jatrura Rindamaha. It is Gudha Jatruhu Arindamaha. We will see it in the meaning. Gudha Jatruhu Arindamaha becomes Gudha Jatrura Rindamaha. Ajanubahu Sushiraha Sulalatas Suvikramaha. Gudha Jatru Arindamaha. Gudha Jatruhu Arindamaha. Eighth one. Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha Ramo Nama Janaishrutaha. Janaishrutaha. There is a ish that you have to say there. Niyatatma Mahaviryaha Dyutiman Dhritiman Vashi. Oh, I have not shared the Dhyana Shloka. I will share it. Okay. Anybody else? So, okay, I'll just quickly run through the shlokas today until we get used to the structure. Shukla, all of you please chant along in mute. Chant loudly. It will give you practice. Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivardham Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Buddhirbalam Yasho Dhairyam Nirbhayatvam Arogata Ajadyam Vakpatutvam Cha Hanumat Smaranad Bhavet. Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Atha Sankshepa Ramayanam Tapasvadhyaya Niratam Tapasvi Vagvidambaram Naradam Paripapracha Valmikir Munipungavam Konvasmin Sampratam Loke Gunavan Kascha Viryavan Dharmagnyascha Kritagnyascha Satyavakyo Dridhavrataha Charitreణ chako yuktaha sarvabhuteshu kohitaha vidwan kas samarthascha kaschaika priyadharshanaha atmavan ko jitakrodhaha dyutiman ko nasuyakaha Kasya bibhyati devascha jataroshasya sanyuge etadichamyaham shrotum param kautuhalam hi me maharshe tvam samarthosi jnatumevam vidham naram Shrutva chaitatrilokajñah Valmikirnarado vachah Shruyatamiti chamantrya Prahrushto vakyamabravit Bahavo durlabhaschaiva Ye tvaya kirtita gunaha Mune vakshyamyaham buddhva Tairyukta shruyatam naraha Mune vakshyamyaham buddhva Tairyukta shruyatam naraha Ikshvaku vamsha prabhavaha Ramo nama janaishrutaha Niyatatma mahaviryaha Dyutiman dhrutiman vashi Buddhiman nitiman vagmi Shriman chatruni barhanaha Vipulamso mahabahuhu Kambugrivo mahahanuhu Mahorasko maheshvasaha Gudhajatrurarindamaha Ajanubahus sushiraha Sulalatas suvikramaha. I hope the Dhyana Shlokas, I think if you had purchased the Vyoma book, there are a lot more Dhyana Shlokas. I wanted to focus more on the Sankshepa Ramayana part. So I have picked the four main ones. One for Ganapati, one for Rama, one for Hanuman, and one for the composer Valmiki. Just give me a second. Okay, now we will move to the Bhavartaha part, where we will go through the meaning of each of the shloka. So we start with our well-known shloka. Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnu Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye. For the Dhyana shloka, we will just do the overall meaning. For the shloka starting from Sankshepa Ramayana, we will do the Pratipadarthaha along with the complete meaning. So the meaning for this shloka, we are offering our salutations. We meditate on Lord Ganesha, who is wearing white colored clothes. Vishnu, who is all pervading. Shashivarnam, who is bright and beautiful to look at, like that of moon, who has a cooling effect too. The one with 4 hands, Chaturbhujam. Prasannavadanam, who has such a happy face. Dhyayet, may we meditate upon him. He who removes all the obstacles when we think of him, when we offer our salutations to him. Ramaya, Ramabhadraya, Ramachandraya, Vedhase, Raghunathaya, Nathaya, Sithaya, Pataye Namaha. So our salutations again, Namaha is offering our salutation. We worship him. To Rama, Rama by itself signifies Mangalakara, which is auspiciousness, brings everything that is good to one. Bhakta. Rama Bhadraya. Bhadra means bringing something which is very good. Ramachandraya Vedhase. He who knows everything, the knower of all. He who belongs to the Raghu Vamsha. Raghunathaya. Nathaya. He is the protector, in the sense he is the one who does the paripalana of all his subjects or citizens or his bhaktas. And at the end, Sitayav Pataye Namaha. He who is the consort of Ma Sita. Buddhir Balam Yasho Dhairyam Nirbhayatvam Arogatam Ajadyam Vak Patutvam Cha Hanumat Smaranat Bhavet. So when we worship, when we meditate, when we remember, when we think of Lord Hanuman, we get all the qualities which he himself is blessed with. So what are those? Buddhihi, meaning knowledge. Balam, strength. Yashaha, fame. Dhairyam, which is absence of fear, courage. Nirbhayatvam. Arogata, the one we all long for in this yuga, which is absence of diseases, being healthy, both mentally and physically. Ajadyam, having lot of energy. If we want to achieve something, we need energy to do it and not being lazy. Vakpatutvam, having mastery over words, eloquence, and many, many blessings that he himself possesses, many qualities that Lord Hanuman himself possesses. When we meditate upon that Hanuman, we get the blessings of these qualities from him. Maharishi Valmiki Kujantam Rama Rama iti Madhuram Madhura Aksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam. So Valmiki is compared to the cuckoo bird, and the cuckoo bird is known for his musical, the pleasing melodious sounds that it makes. So Valmiki Kokilam, like that of the cuckoo bird, Valmiki Maharishi is saying the word Rama Rama because he is the one who is composing or has composed Ramayana. So sitting on or having perched himself, Aruhya, Kavita Shakham, the beautiful poetry, right, which is brought out here in the offering of shloka to Maharishi Valmiki, he is producing those beautiful sounds. Pujantam, Rama, Rama iti. And what is the significance of the shabda or the pada? Rama, Madhuram, Madhura Aksharam. There is nothing more beautiful or more melodious or that sounds is like music to our ears or sweet like that of Rama. So he perching himself or sitting on the Kavita Shaka, the branch of poetry of Ramayana, Valmiki Muni is compared to that of the cuckoo bird, where he is singing the beautiful song of Rama Rama, which is such a music to our ears. So this is just the bhavartha, the overall meaning for the Dhyana Shloka. Now we will go to the Pratipadartha and Bhavartha for the Sankshepa Ramayana part. So before we get into that, we need to understand who are the two characters in Sankshepa Ramayana. So like I said, Ramayana, it is about Rama's journey, which is being beautifully described in depth by Maharishi Valmiki. Now, before he starts doing that, he has met Rama. Because itihasa, when we call a scripture as itihasa, the composer lives during the time when the events are happening. So in Valmiki Ramayana itself, we have a particular instance where Valmiki Maharishi is meeting Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita. So I believe this is in the 56th sarga and the 16th shloka. I have written down the shloka here. Iti Sita cha Ramascha Lakshmanascha Kritanjalihi Abhigamyashramam Sarve Valmikim Vadayan. So Sita, Rama, Lakshmana offered their salutations to Valmiki Muni in his ashramam. And then subsequent shlokas also talks about the interaction and how Valmiki perceived Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita there. Now, we all know about the story of Valmiki. Maybe I'll cover it in the next class. How the stage was set for him to compose this masterpiece or write about this masterpiece. So we all know that he was a hunter and he had the blessing of sage Narada. And Narada advised him to chant the Ramanama, where he gets into deep penance. He performs austerity, penance, and Valmikam or ant hill is formed around him. He is not even aware of the fact that there is an ant hill around him. And finally, Varuna Bhagavan, the rain god, he showers and Valmiki Maharishi. So at that time, he was called by the name Ratnakar. Another name is Prachetas, because he was born to the Muni Prachetas. So we will see that in another class when we have little more time. So because he came out of the ant hill, in Sanskritam, ant hill is Valmikam. So his name is Valmiki. Now, the meeting happens again between sage Narada and Valmiki Maharishi. Now, he has been instructed to write about Rama. He has that in his mind. He wants to write about the greatest person who is living at the same time as he is living, but he wants reassurance. He wants to be convinced by another scholar, another sage, another Pandita, that him writing about Rama is the right thing to do, because he has in his mind a bunch of things that he has imagined. So I want to write about this person. I want to compose about this person who has these qualities. Now, I feel, based on what I have heard, what I have seen, that Rama is that person. Now, when he meets sage Narada, he wants to be convinced by sage Narada, who himself is such a pandita, who is a jnani, who is self-learned, who is a great devotee of Mahavishnu, that his understanding is indeed right. So the entire Sankshepa Ramayanam, that 100 shlokas, it is kind of a conversation between sage Narada and Valmiki, Maharishi Valmiki. So there are first few shlokas where Valmiki is posing a question or series of questions to sage Narada, following which sage Narada describes the concise or the shortened version of Ramayana. And then taking that as the cue, Maharishi Valmiki expands and completes the entire Itihasa. So that is what we need to imagine. So because the majority of the shlokas in this particular sarga, so Ramayana starts with this sarga, this chapter. So this is the chapter 1. Like I said, because this sets the stage for Ramayana, it is called Moola Ramayanam. It is also because it has 100 shlokas, it is called Shatashloki Ramayanam. It is because Narada is the one who is giving the concise or the shortened or the abridged version of Ramayanam. It is also called as Narada Vakyam. Vakyam means sentence or speech by Narada. So here we have to imagine the conversation, the two characters that are there in front of us, where Narada and Valmiki, they both are conversing with each other. Now it starts with Tapaswadhyaya Niratam Tapasvi Vag Vidam Varam Naradam Paripapracha Valmikir Muni Pungavam. So I have given the Anvayaha. Those who have learned Sanskrit, you might know Anvayaha is nothing but the prose order of the words that we are seeing. Unlike English or Tamil, where the structure of a sentence is in such a way that you have to start, for example, in English, you have to start with mother called daughter, right? You don't say mother daughter called. You have to say mother called daughter. So the called has to come, it has to start with mother, it has to end with daughter. Now, in Tamil, if you take Amma Magalai Kupittal, that Kupittal is always at the end. It starts with Amma Magalai. Whoever is being called, it becomes Magalai Kupittal. So the structure is a little different. Now, Sanskritam, the beauty of the language is you can place the words any way which you want when you compose it as a padya. Padya is poem. Now, for easy understanding, we rewrite the padyam in the prose form, and that rewriting is called as Anvayaha. So for this shloka, Tapasvi Valmikihi Tapaswadhyaya Niratam Vagvidam Varam Munipungavam Naradam Paripapracha. Paripapracha. Paripapracha is asking. So he is the one who asked respectfully. Who asked? Tapasvi Valmikihi. Tapasvi, we all know that Valmiki Maharishi performed penance. He is a tapaswin. So through the penance is how he attained Chitta Shuddhi, and he became a jnani to the extent that he could write about Bhagavan's avatara. So that Valmiki asked Narada Maharishi, and to describe the loftiness or the greatness of Narada Maharishi, there are few adjectives or Visheshana Padas that are being used here. Tapaswadhyaya Niratam. Tapaha Swa Adhyaya Niratam. Tapaha. Narada himself is involved in tapa. Tapaswin. Swadhyaya. So he is the one who is self-learned, or he is a jnani. Vagvidam. He who has eloquence. Narada is the child of Brahma and Saraswati, who themselves are the form of speech. So obviously Narada is going to be the person who is going to have extreme eloquence. So Vagvidam Varam, the great speaker, that Narada Maharishi, who is Muni Pungavam. We all know he is a sage, but not just any sage. He is the greatest or the most eminent amongst the sages. So Tapasvi Valmiki respectfully asked sage Narada, who himself is involved in tapa, who is self-learned, who is a jnani by himself, who is the best among the eloquent, who is the greatest speaker. And greatest speaker does not mean Dhirga Sutradhari, right? One who just speaks long sentences. There are certain qualities which makes one an eloquent speaker. And then he himself, who is the most eminent or the greatest amongst the sages. So this is the Bhavartha Pratipadartha of the first shloka. So he is going to pose a question respectfully. He offers his respect to sage Narada. And what is that question? So the question goes, Konvasmin Sampratam Loke Gunavan Kascha Viryavan Dharmajnascha Kritajnascha Satyavakyo Dridhavrataha. Kaha Asmin Sampratam Loke Gunavan Kaha Cha Viryavan Dharmajnaha Cha Kritajnaha Cha Satyavakyaha Dridhavrataha. So he says, Asmin Loke Sampratam Gunavan Kaha. No, Viryavan cha, Dharmajnaha cha, Kritagnaha cha, Satyavakyaha cha, Dridhavrataha cha, Kaha asti. So he's asking, Asmin loke, in this world, Sampratam, in this time, now, he is not, when he is posing a question, he is making it very clear. I want to write about somebody, the person whom I have in my mind, or I want to hear from you, should be living now. I don't want somebody from Satya Yuga or any of the other yugas where you say, oh, this Muni or this person in that yuga at that time had these qualities. I want somebody who is very much living now. Sampratam, now. He's making it very clear, and look at the usage of the word. And what is he starting with? Whenever we want to write about somebody, the first thing we want to write about a good person. Nobody would want to take and create a big masterpiece about somebody who is not worth it about writing. So, Gunavan, the person who has good qualities. Viryavan. So, just because he has good qualities does not mean he is somebody who is very docile in nature. In general, if you see somebody who's very good, right? By default, they will be nice to everybody. They cannot confront the enemy. They will not be able to put their put their foot down and fight for things. In general, they will say that, in fact, there is a saying that good people or nice people cannot be managers. Because if you're too nice to your employees, then you can't get work done by them. So he says, Gunavan, the structure and the order of the words, the padas in this is very beautiful. Gunavan, I obviously want to write about somebody who has excellent qualities. When we think about him, we think about somebody who is very nice in nature, who has attributes which are extremely applaudable. At the same time, Viryavan, he will be able to stand up for himself. He will be able to stand up for right and wrong. He has that virya in terms of both physical and mental strength. It is not enough if we are physically strong and we don't have the mental strength. It is not enough if we have the mental strength, but we don't have the physical ability to manifest that in the right form. So whenever a quality is given here, we have to remember that it is done in both the physical and the emotional mind aspect. Now he says Viryavan, and then he says Dharmajnaha. anybody who has that kind of viryam is prone to using it in the wrong way. Dushprayogam. A classic example would be Ravana. Ravana was a Viryavan, but he did not stand for dharma. He did things which were against dharma. So I want to talk about Gunavan. I wanted not only Gunavan, he should have Virya, but that Virya should not prevent him from following, establishing, and showing the path of dharma. And just because he has these kind of extreme qualities in terms of the prowess that he has, Kritagnaha, he should not be somebody who has gratitude. Only people who are able to understand the cause over who they are will be able to show gratitude. Because when we have that extreme power, we think we are everything and we will not be able to show gratitude towards people who around us, or with respect to mortals like us, even Bhagavan. So he needs to have that kind of gratitude. And Rama goes synonymous with Satyavan. Satyavakyaha, the one who will always speak the truth. Not only that, Dridhabrataha, you will not be able to waver him whatsoever. Once he has made a decision, it will be according to dharma. And once he has made the decision, we will not be able to sway him from that. He has that kind of firmness. So I want to know about this person who is living today in this yuga, at this moment, who has very good qualities, who has that virya, the prowess, who follows dharma, who is able to establish dharma, who shows gratitude, who speaks the truth, and he is very firm in his thoughts, words, and action. So in Ramayana, we can quote for each of these qualities instances that can indicate to us what or who Rama was. Like, for example, dharma. So whatever happens, he always stood by the dharma. So Shastra says a true son always does Pitruvakya Paripalana. So Pitruvakya Palana. Whatever the father says, he follows it. He obeys and he follows it blindly. And that is what Rama said. When Dasharatha said, Rama, I am delighted to announce that you are going to be crowned the king of Ayodhya. And I am going to involve myself in the festivities of making you the king. Rama said, so be it. And because of Kaikeyi, when he had to be sent to the forest for 14 years, when Dasharatha said, you have to go on exile, and this is how you have to go. Immediately, Rama said, so be it. So he follows dharma, whatever dharma defines. So for each of these, we can give instances from Ramayana. But there are 16 qualities where Valmiki is asking Narada Maharshi. He wants to know, I want to know about a person who has the 16 qualities. So in here you have Gunavan, Viryavan, Dharmagnaha, Kritagnaha, Satyavakyaha, Tridavrataha. So there are 6 in the second verse. Continuing, Charitrena cha ko yuktaha, sarva bhuteshu kohitaha, vidwan, kaha, samartaha cha, kaha cha eka priyadarshanaha. So charitram, the character that one possesses. So kaha charitrena yuktaha, kaha sarva bhuteshu hitaha, kaha vidwan, kaha samartaha cha, kaha eka priyadarshanaha. cha asti. I want to know about that person. Tadrishaha purushaha kaha. So charitram is good conduct, good character. Yuktaha, one who is always bound by good character. Sarva bhuteshu kohitaha, not just people, not just human beings. Sarva bhuteshu, not bhuta means ghost sense. Bhuteshu is all the beings. Kohitaha, the one who always is a benefactor or thinks about the well-being, does good, always has the best interest of all the beings that have been created by Bhagavan. So there are so many instances. He took Hanuman as his bhakta. Hanuman was a Vanara. He did Antima Samskara for Jatayu, who was a bird. So, Sarva Bhuteshu Kohitaha, one who thinks good or does good or thinks about the welfare of all the beings. Vidwan, the one who is extremely learned. Samarthaha, it's a very, very tricky word to understand. So, Samarthaha, the person who has capability to deal with people, capability to deal with situations. And while he does it in a very positive way. So whenever we use the word samarthaha, it is used in a very positive connotation. So the outcome of being that samarthaha is always something good. So vidwan kaha samarthaha, and then eka priya darshanaha. So whenever a person looks at Rama, it brings so much joy, and we all experience now during the Prana Pratishta, when when it was unveiled, the moment we saw, the pride and the delight and the joy that we felt by just looking at the Vigraha of Rama, Bala Rama there. If just a Vigraha can bring so much joy, imagine looking at Rama right in front of us. So that is the kind of delight and joy one could experience when he sees such a kind of person. So there is no one person who will feel like, I don't want to be associated with him. He doesn't give me positive vibes. He doesn't give me happiness. He doesn't give me joy. So, eka priya darshanaha. So here, charitrena cha koyuktaha, sarva bhuteshu kohitaha, vidwan samartaha, eka priya darshanaha. So we have 6 from verse 2 and then we have 5 from verse 3. And then he continues. Atmavan kaha chitakrodhaha dyutiman kaha anasuyakaha kasya bibhyati devaha cha jataroshasya sanyuge. So here he says Atmavan kaha jitakrodhaha kaha dyutiman anasuyakaha cha kaha sanyuge kasya jataroshasya devaha cha bibhyati. Atmavan, the one who has Atma Vidya, one who is self-restrained or is aware of oneself. You will be able to control yourself. You will be able to restrain yourself only when you have Atma Vidya. So that Atma Vidya is critical. We all talk about how Vedanta opens out the world of Atma Vidya to us. It shows us truly who we are. Only if we know who we are, we will be able to manage ourselves. So the person who knows who he is, who has that kind of Atma Vidya, hence he has that self-restraint. Jitakrodaha, krodaha, anger. The one that is the most challenging to win. Even there are jnanis and rishis who have not been able to win over their anger. But Rama is not like that. I want to know about that person. So at this point, he is not indicating Rama. He is only asking Narada, please tell me a person who has these qualities. The one who has won over or conquered anger. So Kakasura episode from Ramayana is an example. Dyutiman, one who is very lustrous, radiant to look at. Anasuyakaha. So however lofty you are, however, whatever good qualities one might have, if one thing creeps into our mind, everything is kind of destroyed, and that is jealousy or envy. Anasuyakaha. He is free from jealousy. Jatarosh, kasya jataroshasya. So when he becomes angry, where Sanyuge in the battlefield, even devas who are supposed to be extremely powerful, they have these magical powers. Even devas who have such magical powers and who are capable of achieving the impossible things in this world, even they are afraid of. So he continues, who amongst the men that you know has that kind of Atma Vidya, has that self-restraint, who has conquered anger, who is radiant to look at, and does not have an inch of jealousy. And also remember that when he gets angry in the battlefield, it causes fear even in the devas. So there are 5 more in this, which makes it 50. So he's asking for these qualities in one person. Can you talk about that person? Do you know one such person? I want to know about that person, is what the question Sage Maharishi Valmiki is posing to respectfully to Sage Narada. Now, what is he saying? Having said all these qualities, listed out all these qualities, he says, Etat ichhami aham shrotum param kautuhalam hime maharshe tvam samartaha asi nyatum evam vidham naram. So he says, hey Maharshe, aham etat shrotum ichhami mehi param kautuhalam asti. Tvam evam vidham naram nyatum samartaha asi. So before Narada can start, there is a reiteration that Valmiki is stating here. He says, this is what I want to know. And he is addressing Narada Muni as, hey Maharshi, you are a Maharshi yourself. Aham etat shrotum. I want to hear this. Hear what? Hear about a person who lives now, who possesses these 16 qualities that I have listed. Ichhami, I want to. And by just stating the qualities, it has instilled or it has increased the curiosity within me. Now, because Valmiki has already met Rama, he has Rama in his mind, but he wants to hear that from Sage Narada. So he says the curiosity in me has increased multifold. And please remember, I want to know about this type of man. Evam vidham naram. This kind of person, I want to hear from you. And I know that you are the person who is capable of knowing one such person. Nyatum samartaha asi. Tvam nyatum samartaha asi. You have the competence to know this kind of man who lives now, who possesses these qualities that I have listed. So he continues, he says, Shrutva cha etat trilokagnyah Valmikehe Naradaha vachah Shruyatam iti cha amantriya prahrishtaha vakyam abravit. So he says, Valmikehe etat vachah shrutva. Hearing these words of Valmiki. Which words? The words that state that I want to know about this one person who lives now, who possesses these 16 qualities. Having heard these words, Trilokajnaha Naradaha. So Narada has this, he is known by the name Triloka Sanchari. So he keeps wandering around the three lokas. So he is the person who knows whatever happens in all the three lokas. Trilokajnaha. Yaha Trilokam Janati Saha Trilokajnaha. So that Narada who knows everything and everybody who lives in all the three lokas. Devalokam, Bhulokam, and Patala Lokam. So again, this is an adjective that reiterates the greatness of Narada Maharishi. He says, Shruyatam. Shruyatam means, hey, Valmiki, you listen to me attentively. It is kind of an order or kind of an instruction that Narada gives to Valmiki. Amantriya, beckoning him or calling him. Prahrishtaha. So here, the usage of the word prahrishtaha. Prahrishtaha means santoshena, having experienced a lot of happiness. So why is Narada experiencing happiness here, and why that prahrishtaha is given here? So Narada knows the background of Valmiki, who Valmiki was and what happened and how he transformed into Maharishi and what he had to do for the transformation. And after the transformation, how he has been living in the ashramam. So the entire background about Valmiki, sage Narada knows, because he has been the bijam or the seed for that. So he is happy, he's feeling happy that it's pretty good that a person for whom I showed the way has caught on to that, taken my guidance. He's caught on to that, and he has come up to a level where he is able to pose a question in a very intelligent manner. So it is not enough if you ask question, you have to ask the question in a very intelligent way. So he feels very, very happy, and he kind of understands that Valmiki has Rama in his mind. So he is a jnani by himself. So he knows when Valmiki is posing this question, he knows he wants to know about Rama. So that is the second reason. And the third reason is that who will not want to talk about Rama? In Tamil, you say, no, Karumbu Tinna Kuliya. So who will not experience joy in speaking about Rama himself? So that is the kind of happiness Narada experiences on hearing Valmiki pose this question to him. So that is why the pada there is prakrishtaha. He experienced with a lot of happiness, lot of joy, and lot of enthusiasm. He stated thus, he spoke those words. And what did he say? He says, Bahavaha. So when I am doing the shloka, I am doing the padacheda by looking at the shloka. So if I make a mistake, just let me know. I don't have the book with me. Bahavaha durlabha cha eva ye tvaya kirtitaha gunaha mune vakshyami aham buddhva taihi yuktaha shruyata naraha. So he says, hey Mune, hey. He is addressing him back. Addressing whom back? Valmiki back. Ye gunaha tvaya kirtitaha. So by the definition of the qualities are lofty, extremely good qualities. Kirtitaha, something that is praiseworthy. Whatever qualities have been praised by you, Bahavaha durlabaha, it is extremely viralaha, it is extremely rare to find in one person. Cha eva santi. It is not possible to find all these gunas in one person. However, taihi yuktaha naraha shruyatam. I am going to talk about a person who has these qualities. May you listen to me. And when you listen to me attentively. That shruyatam has that kind of connotation. And then he says, when I am telling you this, aham buddhva vakshyami. Vakshyami means I will say. Katayishyami. But he says, when I am saying this, I have contemplated enough. I have thought about it. It is not an impulsive answer that I am giving to you. I have thought about all the people I have met in all the 3 words. I have seen how each of them have handled people, handled situations, what kind of qualities they have, and having ascertained that this is the person I am going to state to you. So very beautifully he says that is the key quality. So in here, because Valmiki is asking this question to Narada and Narada is giving the response, there is a Guru Shishya bonding that happens here, just like Arjuna and Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So when this question is being posed and Narada is giving the answer, there is a sthana of guru that he takes, and that is the classic trait of a guru. Guru does not give random answers. When a guru speaks, he speaks only as much as required. He states what is required in a manner that is easily understood and is to the point. And when he does all this, he does it after contemplation. So that is the quality of a guru. So aham buddhva vakshyami. I have thought about it enough. I am extremely sure. I'm very sure that this is the person, and I'm going to talk about that person. So now he is going to start about Rama. He says, Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha Ramaha Nama Janaihi Shrutaha Niyatatma Mahaviryaha Dyutiman Dhrutiman Vashi. So he says, Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha Ramaha Nama Janaihi Shrutaha Niyatatma Mahaviryaha Dyutiman Dhrutiman Vashi. Saha asti, this person is, you have to assume that. So Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha, of all the kulas, Rama chose the Ikshvaku dynasty. They all were devotees of Lord Vishnu. So that is why it makes it very, very special. They have been for many generations worshipping Mahavishnu, Ranganatha. We all know how Ranganatha got to Sri Rangam, right? So they have been great devotees of Mahavishnu. And why that is important to Narada? Because Narada himself is the greatest bhakta of Mahavishnu. And Ramaha. So he says Rama. When we say Rama, it refers to that Rama who was son of Dasharatha. It doesn't refer to any other Rama. Ramaha Nama Janaihi Shrutaha. It has been heard by people. And when he starts describing the qualities of Rama, look what he says. He says, Niyatatma. The first important thing one needs to have is that Atma Vidya, that self-restraint, the steady nature. He is a person who does not waver. Niyatatma. And then what was the second question he asked? Viryavan was the one that he asked. So he started with Gunavan and then Viryavan. So he says, Mahaviryaha. Indeed, he is someone who has extreme virya. He is he has that kind of prowess. Dyutiman, who is radiant. Dhrutiman, who has that kind of dhriti, which is firmness, self-commanding, and Vashi, the most difficult thing we all struggle with, which is having his senses under his control. Chitendriyaha. Yaha tasya indriyani. Yena tasya indriyani jitaha. By whom the indriyas have been conquered. So his mind, his indriyas act according to what he says, how he commands. So which is why that Dhritiman, self-commanding. So he starts with the qualities. So Niyatatma, Mahaviryaha, Dyutiman, Dhritiman, Vashi. Then continues explaining his qualities. I know we are a little over today. We had some internet issues and we had the introduction. Hopefully next week we'll be able to wrap up a little earlier. So he continues describing the qualities. Buddhiman, Nitiman, Vagmi, Shriman, Shatru Nibarhanaha, Vipulamsaha, Mahabahuhu, Kambugrivaha, Mahahanuhu. So these are all the qualities that are describing that Rama who was born in the Ikshvaku dynasty, who was very popular amongst the praja, the citizens. He was a Buddhiman. So this Buddhiman also, it has a positive connotation. The one who is able to use his intelligence, use the pandityam that he has in a positive manner, not in the clever sense, like we say the clever jackal, right? The clever fox, not in that way. Nitiman, who will always know the ethics, who will always know dharma. So there is an instance where Rama leaves Ayodhya and pretty much the entire kingdom is ready to go with Rama. So at that time, Kaushalya, his mother, says, Rama, what will I do in Ayodhya without you? Ayodhya is meaningless to me if my Rama is not here. Sita says, wherever Rama is, that is my Ayodhya. But Kaushalya says, this Ayodhya, this whole kingdom, this palace, whatever I have is meaningless if my Rama is not there with me. So I will also come with you to the Kanaka Vanam. And for which Rama says, Ambe, hey mother, don't you know what Dharma talks about, what Shastra talks about? The place for a wife, a place for a queen is where the husband or the Raja is. So he always establishes the dharma, the ethics there. And for which Kaushalya did not have any answer. And then Vagmi, the eloquence that you have. Eloquence again is not the continuous chatter that we do. The ability to understand, the ability to communicate, the ability to have the clarity in speech to an extent where it is required. So Vagmi. Shriman, the one who is auspicious or one who is prosperous. Of course, being avatara of Mahavishnu, the consort is Mahalakshmi. So Rama indeed is going to be a Shriman by himself. Shatru Nibarhanaha. Nibarhanaha means destroyer. Shatru is enemies. Again, enemies does not mean physical enemies. With respect to kingdom or people, it is also the internal enemies that we have. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So he destroys both the external as well as the internal enemies. Vipulamsaha. So there is a little bit of description of Rama's physical structure. Why? Because he belongs to the Kshatriya Kula, and being a king, there are certain aspects which are important to be in that position. So the description of Rama in physical aspect is also given here. Vipulamsaha, broad shoulder. All the packs that we talk about today is described in this sentence, the second vakya. Mahabahuhu. So the arm that he has is an arm that will never tire out. And we know while the other kings who were present in Mithila in the court of Janaka could not even lift a string from the Shiva Dhanush, Rama was the one who was able to thread it and break it. That is the kind of mighty arm that Rama possessed. And then Kambugrivaha. So the three lines, that like a conch, when you have that kind of neck, it is supposed to bring auspiciousness. It is supposed to bring good things. So Rama had Kambugrivaha, which is conch-shaped neck. And then Mahahanuhu. So when you look at the face shape, the jaw is very, very important, right? The protruding jaw, the broad jaw, the pointed jaw. The kind of the face structure is decided based on the shape of the jaw. So the prominent jaw and cheeks that he had, which gave a beautiful structure to his face, to his vadanam. So when we look at him, it brings us a lot of joy. Like kurayondrumillai, there is nothing wrong or nothing that you can say which is not according to a well-defined structure. So who had intelligence in a positive way, who always adhered to rules, who was proficient in speech, who was very handsome to look at, who had prosperity, who was auspicious, who had the capability to destroy both the internal and the external enemies, who was broad-shouldered, arms which were mighty in nature, conch-shaped neck, and cheeks and jaw which were prominent and beautiful in nature. And then the last shloka, where he says, Mahorasko, it will split into Mahoraskaha, Maheshvasaha, Gudha Jatruhu, Arindamaha, Ajanubahuhu, Sushiraha, Sulalataha, Suvikramaha. The qualities continue. So the subsequent shlokas also have. So he asked for only 16. Narada says, you asked for 16, you know what, I'll give you more. So he's going to continue with more of these qualities, but we will stop with 10, the 10th verse here. So Mahoraskaha, the one who has the Vakshasthalam, which is broad in nature. Again, that denotes, which is very important for a Kshatriya who has to face the enemies in the battlefield. It also indicates the protection that they can offer to the citizens of the kingdom. Maheshvasaha, the one who has the arm or the hand with the great bow. Again, going back to how Rama was wielding a bow always, right? And not just any bow, the one that he had could destroy any enemy anywhere. Gudha Jatruhu. So he had very sharp collar bones, but which were muscular in nature. So again, the physical structure, which is important for a Sainika or a Kshatriya or a soldier, if you think of in a battlefield, right? In that sense. Arindamaha, who had the power to destroy any enemy. Ajanubahuhu. Ajanubahuhu means arms which were almost as long that it could touch the knee. Sushiraha. So even though he had all these qualities, the head with noble qualities, the head was very pure. So in Tamil, we'll say Talaganam, right? When somebody is very haughty, very arrogant, haughty-headed, right? Rama did not have. So Sushiraha, the head that he had, possessed noble qualities. He was very noble in nature. And then Sulalataha, again, somebody who has the position where he rules. Even in Lalita Sahasranamam, Ambal's forehead is described. Shri Mata, Shri Maharagni, because she is in the position where she rules. Same thing in Saundarya Lahari. So the lalata or the forehead which kind of resembles a half Chandra. That is supposed to be beautiful to look at. And the broadness indicates that they have the capability to rule the kingdom. So large, beautiful forehead. And Suvikramaha. Vikramaha in general means somebody who has valor, valiant in nature. It also means majestic gait, majestic walk, Gambhira Nadai. And why? Because only if you possess that valiant quality, you will be able to walk with your head and your shoulder and your body up. So that kind of gait. You're able to hear me? Somebody has messaged saying they can't hear. Okay. Must have been her line. Okay. So just to recap, there is an interaction that happens between Narada and Sage Narada and Valmiki Maharishi, where Valmiki Maharishi is asking Sage Narada very respectfully, can you tell me this one person who is living now with these 16 qualities? And I want to know about it. I know you are capable of knowing one such person. You are one who knows, all the 3 lokas. So if you say, I will take the answer to the face value. And for which Narada responds saying that, of course I do. I'm going to state after contemplation, I know of one such person. I'm going to describe that person's qualities. And then he starts with Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha, continues describing the qualities of Lord Rama. Okay, we'll end class. I will make the individual audios as well as the set of 10, the Dhyana and the 10 shlokas available for chanting. From next week, we will try to do 15 shlokas in a class. So we will do a quick revision of 10, the Dhyana and the 10. We will do a quick recap. We'll quickly go what the qualities that Valmiki asked and how Narada responded. And then I want to see if we can cover 15 in one class so that we can do this Sankshepa Ramayana Parayanam on Ramanavami day. I think it falls on April 17th. So if we have to finish the classes and give ourselves some time for practicing, for corrections, we will have to do 15 per class. So I will try my level best not to cancel. And even if for some reason I have to cancel, I will compensate another day. And my humble request, please attend the live sessions as much as possible. Practice, keep practicing. I also want to see if we can have a short practice session every week for the shlokas that we have learned, even if we don't touch the explanation part, just the pronunciation part. And may Guru show us the path. May he be with us in this journey so that we complete and we chant on Ramanavami day. Thank you all for joining. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Harihi Om Tatsat Mahapariyava Sharanam. Jai Jai Shankara Har Har Shankara. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.